What's up, guys? Devil Dog Gamer here, and we finally hit that milestone, 400,000 subscribers. And I thought the day would never come, honestly. I just keep opening it up and seeing bigger and bigger numbers, and just when will it end? When will it end? It's going to keep on going forever. But I thank you all for being fans. Without you guys, I'd be nothing, honestly. And I continue to strive through the stress and the pain to, continue giving you guys daily uploads of just awesomeness and, just being myself. And I really want to thank you guys for allowing me to be myself on YouTube. I know there's a lot of YouTubers who are afraid to be themselves, speak their minds, and, kind of put on that second face. They try to be that, entertainer and not themselves. And I really appreciate you guys letting me be myself and, loving me for who I am, even though sometimes I can be an asshole and I fight the power, fight the trolls and shit. I appreciate you guys, and that's why you guys love me, because I'm not afraid to speak my mind or, dish out shit when it's deserved. And, you know what, I appreciate that. I appreciate, I don't want to be a fake. I don't want to be a sellout. And I'd just rather continue doing this, being myself, and be loved by my fans. And I appreciate you guys for letting me be that. And as promised, I did promise for 400,000 subscribers we were going to do a live stream, a 24-hour live stream. And that is going to happen this Saturday, September 20th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know what that is your time, just quickly Google it. It takes 2 seconds. It's going to be happening for 24 hours, so if you can't make it to the start, you're still going to be there when you're done doing whatever you got to do, unless you're on a plane for 26 hours, which I don't know why you'd be. But anyways, we're going to do all kinds of stuff. I still have 40-something keys to give out for the Arma 3 Epoch mod. We're going to give them all out during that stream. I'm going to play Arma 3 Epoch, I'm going to play Arma 3 Life, I'm going to play DCS, iRacing, Daisy N, Daisy Overpoch. Any game that you like that I play is going to be played on this 24-hour live stream. And, I never thought that YouTube would actually get this big. I really don't. And, honestly, there are some days where it really gets to me. I mean, the constant pressure of trying to put out good content every single day, managing that with a family. I got a 2-year-old, girlfriend. Being an adult, it's hard to manage a lot. I mean, try explaining to people that what you do for a living is playing video games and see how seriously you get taken. But, it definitely gets hard. It takes its toll on me. And sitting there going through comments, reading some of the negative comments, and, you're a faggot, you're a bitch, that kind of stuff. It gets to me. And a lot of people say, it shouldn't get to you. You're a Marine. I guarantee that every single person who looks at that comment box on a daily basis, having those things directed to them, will have that affect them in some way, shape, or form. I don't care who the fuck you are. We're human beings. Everybody has fucking feelings. Doesn't matter if you're a Navy SEAL, Marine, fucking President of the United States. Everybody has fucking feelings. And, at times it does get hard. Sometimes I just feel like, why the fuck am I still doing this? And then I come back to you guys. I do a live stream, talk with you guys, talk to you guys on Facebook, read some genuinely awesome comments, and it just, light bulb goes off, and yeah, that's exactly why I do it, is because the fans. It's amazing to see how this is just kind of taken off. Something I started as a hobby and just quickly blew up into something I could never imagine, and, I really appreciate every single one of you. And what you guys do for me, and being fans, I really do love you guys. I can't say it enough. I really do, and I really hope to continue entertaining you guys for a long time coming until I'm an old fucking man and I can't fucking use the keyboard anymore. Or maybe there's like virtual reality and it's all stuck in our head or some shit like that. You never know what the future holds. But anyways, in the background we got going some iRacing, and I'm doing some time trials of the GT500. Shit car, shit track. I'll explain it in another video. iRacing's definitely becoming a really just a time-consuming thing for me. I'm really sucked into it. The challenge and the level of just simulation. You know how I am. I'm a sim freak. This is a game. It's just awesome. We'll go into later about that. But another thing I wanted to do during this 400,000 subscriber shout out. Other than the live stream announcement, because I know a lot of people were like, you have to say it on YouTube. Please, make sure you say it. I wanted to tell the story of my anniversary surprise for Mrs. Devil Dog, as some of you already know who are on Facebook. If you haven't, seen it, go onto my Facebook. I got pictures, videos, all kinds of stuff. Explain the story of this. So basically, it was our anniversary coming up, and she always bitches at me about how I'm not romantic. And, you know, I don't see the point of doing romantic stuff like once a month, every week. Because then it just kind of becomes this normal thing to where you kind of expect it. And it's not, you know, as, you know, whatever kind of fucking feeling. I don't even know. But, and so I'm not about doing romantic stuff all the time. I like to do one thing every once in a while. And just kind of, you know, that way it doesn't become this, you know, expected thing. And, she always gives me shit about not being romantic. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna fucking change her mind on this shit. I'm gonna make her eat her fucking words. So I'm trying to think, you know, like, what can I do? And there's not really, you know, walk on the beach, you know, maybe, you know, a fire on the beach and have, you know, eat, you know, some wine, dinner. And it kind of seemed like whatever. And I was like, you know, maybe we can take, like, a boat ride. And I'm like, yeah, you know, that's kind of fucking lame. And I was like, you know what? We live in Florida. It's fucking sunny all the time. There's plenty of people with planes. How about a sunset flight? And, you know, just us for an hour in the sunset, just me and her. And, I was like, that's gonna fucking do it. That's gonna definitely win me some fucking brownie points. And so I made a phone call to a girl I used to go to high school with, whose boyfriend is actually a mechanic and slash pilot. He's actually on Airplane Repo every once in a while, if you ever seen that Discovery Channel show. And asked her, you know, if she knew anybody who would do flights and stuff like that. She was like, yeah, let me ask around. So the next day she came by and she's like, yeah, my husband will do it. And you know, I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, okay, just, you know, let me know, keep me updated, let me know what's going on. A few days later, she's like, yeah, he asked his boss if he can take his Cherokee. I'm not even sure what kind of plane that is. I think it's like a multi-engine prop plane. You know, Cherokee out. You know, he'll let you know tomorrow. So the next day I heard, you know, like, yeah, he said it's okay. It's going to cost you $300 just for the fuel, and that's it. That's the only charge. And I'm like, damn, fucking $300. Like, I'm a cheap bastard if you guys haven't figured it out. So I was like, fuck, man. It's like $300. I was like, nah, whatever. So a few days later, I was still waiting for the details where I was going to meet him and stuff, because, you know, I'm not, where do you go in the airport, you know, stuff like that. Like, I don't even know. So hadn't heard anything. So it's coming down to, like, the week prior, and I'm like, man, you know, I've been kind of throwing all my eggs in this basket. I haven't made any backup plans. I made plans I wanted to take her to dinner after the flight, but I needed to know times and everything before I set up, because where we were going to go to West Palm Beach, it's a 45-minute drive. So I wanted to make sure I got the times all correct, you know, so that way I'm not late or anything like that. And I hadn't heard anything, so I messaged her, and I was like, yeah, you know, what's going on? Is there an update? And she's like, yeah, he got the go-ahead, everything's good, he's going to call you with the details later. So he calls me later, tells me all about it. He's like, you know, we got to do it either in the morning at this time or in the afternoon at this time, where the air is kind of not as choppy and, you know, she won't have a white-knuckle ride. So I picked to do from 6:30 to 8:30. 6:30 to like 8-ish, you know, that's what he said. And I was like, all right, let's do that, you know, just text me the directions. And he's like, yeah, sure. And so everything is good to go there. So skip to the day prior. I haven't heard anything yet. And I'm like, dude, I don't have the directions, and this is the day before. I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And so I text him. I'm like, hey, man, you know, is this still going on? I haven't heard anything. You know, I still need directions. He's like, yeah. So here's the directions. You know, meet me there, you know, at this time, and, you know, we'll do it up, you know, just make sure you have the money for fuel. And I'm like, all right, cool. So, like, 10:30, the night prior comes around, and all of a sudden my phone starts blowing up with text messages, and I'm like, what the fuck? Woke me up. I didn't know what the fuck. I thought somebody was texting the missus. I'm like, who the fuck is texting you this late? She's like, that's your phone. I'm like, oh shit. So I checked my phone, and he's like, hey man, sorry, I just talked to my boss. My boss lent out his plane to one of his customers for the week, so we don't have that. I'm kind of pissed. He just told me last second. You know, he's like, does it have to be done tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, well, tomorrow's kind of our anniversary. And he's like, fuck, man. He's like, all right, you know what? You know, let me do something. You know, so like, give me like an hour and I'll see what I can do. And I'm like, you know, it's all right, man. You know, I thought he was just kind of blowing me off. I'm like, it's all right, dude. You know, it's cool. I'll just make other plans. So I was like, fuck. So at this point, I was kind of pissed, and I've been kind of keeping it as a surprise for Mrs. Devil Dog. So this time I decided to, because she knew I was mad, because I was like, fuck, motherfucker, you know. So then she's like, what's wrong? So I decided to tell her what I was going to do, and she was like, oh, you know, she freaking out. She's freaking out. She's like, that's amazing. She's like, you know, it's a thought that counts. Nobody's ever even tried to plan something that big for me, you know. I appreciate it. You know, she was really nice about it, you know, even though I was bummed because I couldn't. At that point, it was kind of like, you know, we're not doing it. I was bummed, but she was really cool about it. So like an hour later, I get woken up by another text message. Him and her are both texting me, and they're like, okay, I don't have the Cherokee, but how would you like to fly in a private jet, a Learjet to be exact? And he sends me a picture of it, and I'm like, oh, man. I was like, that $300 just got tripled all of a sudden. So I'm like, how much is this going to cost me, man? And he's like, if you know me, nothing. Just tip the pilot. And I'm like, oh, dude, you have to be joking me. He's like, no, I'm serious. He's like, he was like, you know, I need to confirm it still. He's like, I'm 80% sure this is going to happen. He's like, just, you know, I'll text you in the morning and let you know exactly what's going on. So I'm like, all right, so that's cool. So I was like, you know, I told her about that, and she was like, oh, you know, that's awesome. And she didn't kind of understand what a private jet was. I had to show her a picture. She's like, wow, that's not what I was expecting. She was expecting like a Cessna. And I was like, well, that's what he's saying, so we'll see. But I'm not, you know, going to keep my hopes up. Next morning, I texted him, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, so have you heard yet? He's like, I'm not sure yet. The weather's kind of being iffy, so I'm still waiting to get word if we're going to take it. I'll let you know at around 4. And I'm like, all right, because I planned on doing this around 6:30. I had to get a babysitter lined up and everything, so I kind of, 4:30 was like my cutoff. If I didn't hear anything by 4:30, I was just going to have to start making plans from there. I hadn't even made dinner plans yet. So 4:30 rolls around, and he's like, you know, listen, the weather's rolling in, man. We're not going to be able to do it today. Is it all right if we do it at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow morning? And I'm like, yeah, you know, whatever, that's sure. So I just quickly booked the dinner and everything. We went to our dinner. Had, you know, our daughter watched overnight, and so I was like, whatever, you know, it's probably going to get blown off again in the morning. So go sit at the gates where he told us to meet us at 8:30, and he pulls up, and he's like, all right, and he's like, you ready to go? And we're like, yeah. So he opens up the gate. We drive out on the taxiway. We drive up to this fucking hangar, and there's a private jet waiting out there with this red carpet on it, and a hangar just full of planes. Like, you have to see the pictures. The link in the description to my fucking Facebook is there. And pretty much we got to fly not on a Learjet, but a Citation. And this dude who owned the plane, and it was actually the pilot, owned like every single aircraft in that hangar. Had his own office, like all this fucking nice shit in the back of his hangar. Like, the dude had fucking money, and they were just so excited. Both of them were just so excited. He actually, the guy who set it up, actually, you know, flew the plane while, you know, the owner kind of just sat there and helped, you know, do all the stuff, and co-pilot. And she was fucking excited. Like, she lost her fucking mind, honestly. She was like, I can't even believe this. And it was just insane. They were both really cool to us, really nice. You know, let us walk around in all the planes in the hangar, let us kind of sit around, you know, walk up to the cockpit, talk to them, just relax, hang out, you know, and just took us up flying all over. We were doing touch and goes, flew over Lake Okeechobee, flew over the ocean. It was just fantastic. Definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, you know, being the guy, you know, I am, since I knew there was another pilot and him involved, I decided, you know, this is kind of a really big opportunity just to, you know, I might have to pay for fuel or even to rent this plane. So I decided to try to tip both of them. They both refused my tips. Like, they would not take it at all. I know the millionaire guy was not going to take my tips. I mean, he had a fucking airplane hangar full of, he didn't want my piddly money. But, you know, they were really modest, and I was really surprised that I pretty much just got to fly in a private jet for free. It was kind of a shocker. Even Mrs. Devil Dog was like, did that really just happen? And I'm like, yeah, that really just happened. And now she just kind of gives me shit about how that'll never be topped ever again. Like, I'll never be able to top that at all. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do that. But it was definitely crazy. Definitely once in a lifetime opportunity. And, you know, it just goes to show you, it's not about, you know, what you are in life, it's who you know. I mean, you can get so much stuff just by knowing people. It's insane. And all you got to do is ask. You know, you never know what you can accomplish unless you ask. And, you know, it was a really cool thing. Definitely, you know, a great anniversary weekend. I was really happy I was able to pull it off. Definitely looked like boyfriend of the year. Made all, you know, the other guys look like garbage all of a sudden. But it was cool. Make sure you go check out the pictures on the Facebook. Got pictures of Mrs. Devil Dog. Got videos. Definitely, we got an unrestricted climb. They did a touch and go where they went full speed, climbed just, you know, pretty much 45-degree angle straight up. It was insane. It's just the G's. Oh, it was crazy. Never experienced anything like that before. But I'm definitely sold now. And next year, after, you know, paying my fucking retarded taxes to the IRS, I'm definitely going to get my private pilot's license. I'm kind of sold on that. So that's definitely going to happen. You know, but again, the milestone, 400,000 subscribers. It's definitely been a crazy week for me. And, you know, I'm definitely excited for this 24-hour live stream. I really hope a lot of you turn out and, you know, get to hang out and talk. You know, I'm definitely gonna interact, try to interact with everybody. It's gonna be a blast. So definitely check that out this Saturday. Check out the pictures of the video from the private jet ride in the Facebook descriptions and the link below. And here's to 400,000 more, guys.